that's the thing is I've actually heard of you before I ever met you because you're kind of a legend and a myth.
Oh, it's more of a myth.
Greetings, Signature Studios. Here we are with the spotlight of Mr. Adam Shwartz and Miss Susan Ebert and the bald guy in the red tie. Adam, how are you, man?
I am doing amazing. I'm telling you, this room is so cool. It's kind of intimidating a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but it's awesome in person.
Colored lights do that.
Yeah, I think it's what it is. I think it is. But no, this place is amazing. It really is.
It looks pretty cool, and Susan lets us do these kind of things, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, we like this.
It's just like playground for adults.
It really
is. Yes, it is.
Much more expensive.
Oh, yeah. For sure. You know what I noticed? That's the biggest thing. When you're a kid, you get a million toys for Christmas, and the older you get one, but it all equals up to the same price.
Yeah.
Yep, perfect.
Having kids myself, I know exactly what you're saying right there, because it's literally, way too much money. And then the next Christmas, they don't even have it because they've trashed it and destroyed.
That's like my brother's 8 years apart, and he's an agent in my office. And when he was a kid, he'd get all these toys, and he'd be like, hey, why don't you open more gifts? I was like, I get one, you get 50. But it's the same price. So, yeah, I totally know that. That's awesome.
I think I like the ones better.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like those too.
I'm okay with one really good one.
Yeah, exactly.
A house, car, Ferrari, Lambo, something like that.
I'm not I don't know.
So, Susan, we have Adam Shwartz here, and he's under the spotlight.
Yes.
How did you guys meet?
Well, I never remembered that. You're asking someone with memory loss, which keeps me very happy.
Right?
Because I don't remember if anyone does anything wrong. I'm just really happy. My remembrance is who brought you into the office with them?
I came in myself.
And all I can say is the first time that we met, he sat across the desk from me, and I was like, this kid, and I apologize for calling you a kid because I know you're a man, he is going to do great things. The ambition and what he wanted to do, I looked across the desk and I was like, yay, this is so exciting. He's going to be a rock star. He's going to change the world, and it's going to bring integrity and life and energy and to the investments. And he wanted to do it in Riverside. So we're located in Murrieta. So the thought of someone being there and representing that could be even my hands and feet, I was overwhelmed at the integrity, the character, everything that he was sitting in front of me, and I was excited to collaborate with him.
Did she know I already work here, right?
Yeah, but for real, when he was sitting across and he was telling me what his vision was, it was identical to mine. And so there, you don't meet that a lot. Yeah. Driven, go-getting people who want to build something and leave a legacy in the world.
For sure. I think it's funny is actually the only reason I came here was because I worked with Taylor Loop at Loan Depot, and he had said, you should totally go meet Susan. And at the time it was, we were talking about being around top producers and being up in Riverside. There's no flat fee brokerage. There's no collaboration up there. There's no young agents. There's no one like me. And so I walked in the office. She went to go do her little, let me show you this cool office that I built. And I go, no, I'm going to build my cool office. I just need your name. And she said, okay, let's sit down. And that's kind of how it started.
I was so happy.
And what's funny is I didn't even know where the office was going to be built. I had no idea who was going to come work for me. I had no idea anything. I didn't even tell my old broker I had left yet. And and that was the day before I told my old broker, I said, I'm not scared to leave. He said, you're not scared to leave. I'm not scared either. And I said, okay. And then 2 days later, I gave him my keys and went and opened my own office. And I said, see you later. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And so you started your own brokerage from the ground up kind of thing.
So from 18 months in the industry, I opened my own office. Had no idea what I was doing. It was way harder than I thought. It's still hard every day. But, we built a place. We're talking me and my brother. He's the godsend to me. He was living rent-free, so he kind of owed me. But we were ripping out carpet at 4 o'clock in the morning, doing it ourselves because I didn't have the money to pay. There's a lot of big, massive teams that have people bankrolling them. Right. I did it all myself, and that office is blood, sweat, and tears. Every dollar in that place is mine. And it turned out exactly the way we wanted to, so it's super exciting.
It's beautiful.
Like a modern look kind of thing.
Yeah.
Modern look. We blew out walls, ripped out all the carpet, painted everything. Every room has Alexa, so everyone can listen to music. All the TVs are hooked up through iPads. We have 13-inch iPads sitting everywhere, so clients can come in and use them. Our team can use them. We don't take paper on listings anymore. We have a green screen. We have more cameras. When people walk in, they think, like, what are you guys doing here? And I always say if the market slows down, you know what I'll be doing here, right? A lot of lights and a lot of cameras. And so when I look around this room, I know how much stuff costs, and that's how I know, people want to do what I do. And I go, okay, that's $7,000 right there. You sure you want to do it? Can I borrow yours? Yeah, don't break it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand. I know the process of it. It's really difficult, so.
Yeah.
And so are you the broker as well?
No, I will never become a broker, right? Ever. One, probably could never pass the test. And two, I would rather have Susan guide me in that aspect because that's not what I like doing.
She's brilliant at it.
She's brilliant. It's not my forte. My forte is just doing transactions, doing deals, thinking of new technology, thinking of the new edge, motivating people, training people, but dealing with the DRE and stupid logos and that kind of stuff. I'm good. I'm way out. I'll pay whatever Susan wants to charge me for that. And I don't have scratch that from the record. I would never. I don't have the desire to call myself a broker. Right. I really don't care. It's not really a title thing for me, to be honest. So.
Yeah. Well, and I was smart enough to recognize that he was way cooler than me. And I surround myself with people cooler than me. And so I was excited because I'm like, I'm going to have someone really cool on the team.
Yeah, it just sucks. It's hard. I mean, it does suck being all the way up in Riverside. It sucks that we're, an hour away from each other in traffic because I think there's so much more we could be doing if we were interacting every single day. And that's what we're trying to build in Riverside, kind of what Susan has down here. Like, I want every young top producing agent in my office. Yeah. And I want to make no money off of them. I just want them to cover the overhead and just be like, wow, we have 20 guys in here or 20 people in here that are, let's say 20 deals a year, and I'm doing 50, and we're all just like bing, bang, boom, and it's fun, and there's champagne popping, and we're having a great time because this job should be fun, and it should be enjoyable, and not just, kind of switch it up from the old school, quiet, everyone has their own desk, always
nobody talks to each other.
No one talks to anyone. They walk in, no one knows who anyone is, and everyone's worried about everyone stealing leads, and like, I'm good. Like, so that's what we're trying to create up there, and it's hard. Riverside's old. Riverside's really an old city. There's not one team in Riverside. That's just weird. Not one team. There's one small flat fee brokerage. Realty One just went under. They got bought out. It's a lot of Coldwell Banker agents have been around for 50 years, Wow. And so it's very old. And there's not a lot of, I can name probably less than 10 young agents that actually do any business in Riverside. And we're talking under 35. We're not even talking under 30.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
So you're right in the prime.
Yeah, I'm right in that prime. So like I said, I've been doing this going into my 4th year now. So we're pretty excited the direction we've gone. And we've had some twists and turns and some changes, and I was trying to build a team, and then I decided I don't want to build a team. I like being around top producers. Mm-hmm. That's what I enjoy more than anything else. I don't enjoy holding people's hands and babysitting. Yeah. I'd rather make less money. Yeah. Like, I've never had more deals going on at one time, and it's just me and my brother. Yeah. And it's like so like nice, like not to have to be like, are you coming in today? What are you doing? Did you follow up on that lead? Are you checking your systems? It's like, I'd rather have someone who's doing 10 deals a year or 15 and be like, yo, I can get you to 30. Like, let's do this, not going 0 to 5. I just can't do it. Yep. I just hate it.
So do you have that like intuitive thing with your brother? Like, you guys don't even have to verbally communicate?
No, we do. But we live together, and we live together, and our office is in downtown Riverside, so we got a townhouse 3 blocks away, so we just walk to the office every day. But yeah, no, we communicate. But and the nice thing is like 7:30 in the morning, like, yo, what are you doing today? Hey, I need you to do this. And the nice thing is you can't do this job on your own. We're too busy. I mean, we have 12 escrows going right now. We have a new build project. We have another new build project coming up. I don't have enough time for all my buyers and sellers, and so we really have to like bounce off of each other, and we really leverage our assistant to handle all our paperwork. Like, I mean, she's a godsend to me. I wouldn't be able to do anything without her. Mm-hmm. And so it's just really leveraging all the connections we have that are working and building the team around us with the right people. So
awesome. Mm-hmm. So you've been doing this for 4 years. So how did you get into real estate? What was your before real estate?
I was a professional umpire.
Really?
Yeah.
I was umpire?
I was a professional umpire. I spent in the minor leagues. I was in the minor leagues for 9 years.
Really?
And, from 9.
Don't you think it seems like his voice? Wouldn't he be an umpire?
Yeah, I could hear
it. For 9 years. Yeah. So when at 19, I was a young little boy with long hair and got on a plane and flew into Florida and got submitted into working in the minor leagues and worked my way up. And the goal was always to make it to the major leagues. Got to AAA. Spent a winter into the Dominican working their major leagues, and I would travel every 4 days and hop on a plane the next day at 4 a.m. and go to the next city and work 30 days in a row all the time and make no money.
Have you always had a love for baseball?
Yeah, when I was a kid, right? And so then I just worked my way up, and that's why like when people ask me, well, how do you do real estate so well? It's just a real estate is just a baseball game, right? You have a buyer and a seller. You know it's going to close sooner or later. You have no idea what's going to happen from start to finish, but you know it's going to finish. And that's how what a baseball game was. You knew someone was going to win sooner or later. You didn't know if a fight was going to break out or it was going to be 2 hours.
That sums up real estate.
And that's how it is. And you would just, there's no game plan. You just went and reacted. You kind of knew what the job you had to get done. But you had no idea. You can't prepare for everything that's going to come up in a transaction, just like you could never prepare for everything that came up in. Right. I mean, I had lights shut off in the Dominican in the 9th inning in the championship game. I had people charging the field. I had people throw bats on the field. I had gunshots going off. Like I've had, I've had anything. I've had people throw bats at me. I've had fights break out between the fans and players. And so it's like, how do you prepare for that? Just like a real estate transaction. There's so much stuff can happen. Who knows what's going to happen? So so that's what I did. I got fired.
Do tell.
It's when you get up to the top, there's only one spot a year, if that, and a 30-second phone call. Hey, thanks for your time, but we're gonna have to let you go. And so I was in the Dominican the winter before, and I would be in the car for 4 hours every day with no one who spoke English, just me and 3 locals, and I would just listen to podcasts. And the year before that, I tried to buy a house, and it was the worst. It was terrible. So I never been to college. And so I thought, like, what am I going to do? And I really thought I was just going to be, like, an assistant to some, like, crazy CEO guy because I thought that's what my skills meant. And I was like, I can assist people in selling houses. And then one thing led to another, and got fired. And, like, a week later, I, like, got my license and then just kind of took off from there. So, yeah, it was a very interesting road.
I have a similar background where getting fired got me onto this path, and it's one of the best things that ever happened to me, kind of thing. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think people strive away from the failure factor. It's like everyone's always pumping their ego up, and that's why I really don't like my big niche is social media, but I love how phony it is. Where it's like you go on there and people are so fake, and you're just like, that's not the truth, And so what we try to do is, like, I'm just trying to be as real as possible. Like, when I get on these things, I do other podcasts for other people. Like, I'm just honest. You ask me a question, I'm going to answer it. If I think you suck, I'm going to tell you. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm used to, my job before me was everyone hated me, right? So I'm used to people hating me. And I'm used to when something goes wrong, even when it's not your fault, they would always blame you anyways. You know what I mean?
So no matter what, you were the bad guy.
I'm always the bad guy. Yeah. No one ever. In an umpire world, it was no one knew who you were, or you were you screwed the game up.
Right.
There's no middle ground. No one said, "Hey, great job today."
Yeah,
no one said, "Great job."
Never.
It was like,
so sad.
I thought you missed that pitch in the 7th, but you did okay tonight. You know what I mean? And that's the only job I've ever been in where you had to be perfect and get better. Yeah. And so I have that mindset of, like, you have to be perfect, or you're gone, and you have to have that perfect. And it doesn't matter if you're tired or sick or bad travel day, your personal life's all messed up. You have to be perfect. The second. Oh, sorry about that. The second you go into it, you have to be perfect. And you have to shut the world off. So I don't care, and that's really worked well for me in real estate. You're having a bad day, the second that open door opens for that client, you better be on. The second you walk into that open house, you better be on. The second you go to prospect, you better be on. Doesn't matter what's going on in your life. I mean, shoot. Fighting with your fiance all night long and then have a supervisor in the stands the next day and have to be perfect. Oh, unless a fight breaks out that night, and you have to manage that, and you have to manage everyone else. You have to be perfect. So that's why I've learned I'm not great with teams because I can't manage people that don't want to be perfect. And it's the passion that I hate about real estate. It's the same thing I hate about umpiring. There's a lot of umpires in this world that don't have the passion to be perfect. Real estate agents are the same way. Yeah. You have a career. Be perfect. If you're going to do this job, be perfect. Yeah. Be a professional. Be the reason why people need us, not be the reason why they don't think they need us. Right. And so that's why I get so frustrated with real estate agents is the lack of desire to be perfect in the transaction or professionalism and anything like that. Yeah.
Or just have basic competency in contracts or just how the process works or anything like that,
Well, I think too many times everyone wants coaching, right? Coaching. Well, they want coaching to lead generate, but does anyone ever coach to actually know how to do a transaction or how to solve a problem? Yeah. And too many agents are all about lead generating. If you know what you're talking about, you're going to close more deals than know how to wheel and deal someone on the phone. Yeah. And the second you get them in person, you're done. Yeah. Or the second something comes up, you're done, and then you never get that referral business. You're just always like, crap. They're the person you're like, man, I got a guy on the phone, I met him in person, I kind of liked him, and then when the first thing something went wrong, they fell apart, and then too late, you're already in escrow, you got paid, and they never talked to you again. So yeah.
And you're the umpire.
And I'm the umpire, right? But I live in a perfect world now. Like, like all my friends work in the big leagues, right? Yeah. Like, so I get to go to any baseball game I want for free. Like, I have a pass that says, here you go, give me free tickets.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's
right?
awesome.
And all my friends are, in the big leagues. And my buddy Tripp is in Japan right now working opening day for Seattle. And I get to live both worlds. And, people think it's the great world of that. But, like, I get to be in my bed every night. They don't, Don't get me wrong, I do miss some hotels. The hotel living is not bad when you can close those sheets and those beds are super nice in the DoubleTree or something like that, and you can just sleep all day long. Right. I miss those days where your phone's not blowing up from 8 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night. But, it's hilarious how more known I am in baseball world than I ever was when I was an umpire, because they all see what I do, and I still give back to the community so much that they're like, everyone sees, oh my God, like when I go out and do a tournament for a charity event with them, they're like, hey, how's real estate going? It looks like you're crushing it. It's crazy how much social media has like
amplified
everything.
Yeah.
And how everyone knows who I am now in the big leagues, when before no one knew who I was.
Interesting.
And so now that I'm out, people know who I am, but when I was in, no one knew who I was. It's interesting.
How do you give back to the community and such?
So they do a lot of charity events. They have a big charity called Umps Care. They give back to children in need. A lot of stuff with children with cancer, and they go into hospitals and Build-A-Bears and stuff like that. And people have never been to baseball games. They pay for those tickets to come out in the field. They have each year they give someone a college scholarship. So each year, my buddy Tripp, he's my best friend in baseball. He works in Seattle. He lives in Seattle. He does a tournament every year. So for the All-Star break in July, I go up every year. I'm their main sponsor. They have a tournament out in Arizona in January. I'm one of their sponsors. We're always trying to give more money back. Every time they do a 5K, I'm involved. And just trying to give more and more back to them, because it's like, dude, I mean, they've given, baseball is who I am today, so why could I not give back to them? You know what I mean? So, and I like staying relevant. You know what I mean? I like being like, oh, that's my friend. I like being involved. I like going to Dodger Stadium and walking on the field with those guys and being around the world and, and getting to go. Like, I was pissed. My buddy Tripp's wife ended up going to Japan at the last second. I was going to go to Japan. I was like, dude, if your wife's not going, I'm going. I don't care what I got going on. I'll totally go with you. And so, just opportunities. That's the biggest thing. It's all about taking opportunities and going forward with them.
I'm not big into the baseball world, but what are your thoughts on the Mike Trout $430 million over 12 years?
Oh, I think it's great for Mike. I mean, you know what I mean? I think anyone realizes the worst part about baseball is that those people make a lot of money, right? There's a few. But I'll tell you what, one of my really good friends, he was in the minor leagues when I was in the minor leagues. He made $11,000 a year, and I made $19,000 a year.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
yes.
my gosh.
So when people want to talk about real estate and they think I'm like, I used to make $19,000 a year.
You make that in a transaction probably.
To work 30 days in a row, and then every 4 days sometimes jump in a car and drive 12 hours.
Wow.
Right. So you want to talk about but it also kicked me in the butt when I was in my first year in real estate, because I went from making $19,000 a year for 10 years, and then I made $20,000 in 1 week, and I just thought boom, this is gonna last forever, right? And then tax season came around. I'm like, how do I not have money to pay taxes?
Right.
What's this? I owe money? Before, they used to give me money because they felt bad for me because I only made $19,000 a year. They thought I was I got EBT cards back in the day. Now I'm paying money. The heck's that about? And so, but it was like a big transition, and it's also humbling. It's not that long ago to not remember those moments where, and I still hang out with a lot of guys that I'm friends with that are in the minor leagues because I taught it on prior to school. I used to teach people how to get in the minor leagues. So a lot of those guys are in the minor leagues still. So when I go see them, it's funny, they'll get maybe a good check when they're moving up and down the big leagues. So they'll get $10,000 from, a few months of work. And I'll go hang out with them. I say, I got it. And they're like, no, we got it, man. I go, no, dude, I got it. Save your money, dude, because it's going to go really fast.
Really fast, huh?
Really fast. So I think it's great. I think he's going to make the Angels a lot of money. So, at the end of the day, it's a business decision. They're going to make a lot of money off of him. But, at the end of the day, dude, $430 million.
It's almost $500 million.
$500 million. And then be retired at 40 and be set and only play half the year.
Well, and his family, his grandkids, great-grandkids, they're set.
Everyone's set. And that's the thing. But all of us, let's be honest, if we do this right, we can really let up. If we do real estate right and we build a company right, you should be able to set your kids and their kids up pretty well if you do it right. And it's going to take a lot of work, but if you do it right and you don't fall in the slips and falls of most real estate agents and getting distracted by shiny objects, you can build this up. There's no reason I can't take my brother to making, a few, $20,000 in selling solar panels to making 6 figures and $200,000 one day for his family, you know? And that's the thing. If people want to do real estate right, you can make 6 figures.
Yeah.
You just got to do it right, be around the right people, put your ego away, and just be humble and ask for help when you need it, and work your butt off, and you can make money. It's
That's
stupid,
awesome.
right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a good family man.
Oh, yeah.
We love Grandpa.
Oh, yeah, my grandfather. My grandfather's a G.
He's what?
My grandpa's a man. I meet with my grandfather every Wednesday for coffee.
Yeah.
He's 92 years old. He goes to all my speaking engagements, right? He sits in the front row.
Yeah.
So every time I speak at a thing for real estate, he's in the front row. My grandpa is the reason why I'm able to do what I do. Reason is my grandpa he was a hardworking man. Sold vacuum cleaners back in the day. Worked for Budweiser. Sold beer for a while. He was just a saver. He drove the same wagon since 2000, and then before that, he had another wagon. He might own the only wagon that still exists with the fake wood paneling on the side. Right?
He still drives though?
Oh yeah, he still drives somehow. And he
like
has
Mr. Magoo status.
Yeah, he has the same clothes from the 80s, but he's very well off. And so I know he's my number one support, so I know I can take more risk. Like, I'm not scared to, I wasn't scared to invest all that into that company. A lot of people want to see what I do, but I'm like, see this office? When I went in here, I had $100,000, and by the time I built it, I was broke. And it's not even the aspect of it is buying and paying for everything, but you're not doing what you do to make money.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize is that when you hire someone on, or you try something new, or you're going to lose before you gain.
Yeah.
And people think it's all gain. It's not. You're going to lose before you gain, for sure. But knowing that I have him for his support, I got Grandpa Bank if I need it, I luckily haven't really ever had to tap into it, but I will say it does give me more freedom to make bigger risk. And
would you say he's one of your biggest influences in your life?
No, actually not. He I wasn't really that close with him when I was younger. He was the grumpy old man. But now that I just don't think, and then I was talking to someone the other day about it, I think he's someone that just can't handle kids. Because now that I'm older, we get along great. And now I'm starting to realize, my big influences were a lot of people and out online, a lot of Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, a guy named Joshua Smith who taught me. I took his 90-day boot camp. He's a genius out in Arizona. I got to meet him for the first time. I was on his podcast and YouTube channel. And so I think probably where my biggest comes from, my mom, right? My mom sold Tupperware back in the day, crushed it. She was she owned her own team. She was Donna's Diamonds. She crushed it. She had her own car. She was top 100 in Tupperware sales in the United States, right? Got to go on trips all the time. And then she got out right when Tupperware tanked. So it was perfect timing. Thank you, my brother, being born. And and so no, but she was the lady who did the classes and had the shoulder pads, and what I mean?
Rocked it.
And
I still have shoulder pads.
During the day, we would hear the typewriter, this is for computers, the typewriter, but it would be an auto typewriter, and it'd be typing out all her gifts that she would be putting out, and she did it. She worked, and so I would say I get that from my mom the most is building teams and being energized and being on and those kind of things. And if she ever sees this, she'll love that, because she loves taking credit for some things. So there you go, Mom. There's
we
some
all
credit
do
for
as
you.
moms.
That's
We think
awesome.
we're special.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because we refer to Susan as the real estate mom. She's the broker mom for a lot of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I tell people when people want to come try to recruit me. I'm like, it's not money, dude. I don't want your money. I got money. I go. I did a video the other day on Facebook. Susan fought for me. I had a deal. I had some people trying to take some money from me, and then she fought for me and got me my money. That's what I want. I don't have time. I don't have time to waste a whole day with nonsense. I need to do more productive things, and it's nice knowing that you have that team around you. That I don't have to worry about certain things. So yeah.
And I love that part.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You're very good at it.
Oh,
Well-
she gets mom mode, dude.
Yeah.
She turns it on.
I've often said that she would have made either a great politician or an attorney or something like that. She has this way of smiling, but then she'll cut the person off at the knees kind of thing. Oh, this person doesn't even know that they just got cut.
Yeah, exactly. And it's real professional, and I'm over here mother effing people on the phone. That's the world I come
I don't
from.
do that.
F you, blah blah blah. That's another thing that was a real hard transition for me. In my old world, no one took anything personal. Like you would go off, you and another guy would go to war, and then you run into him later that night, and everything was fine. In this world, people hold grudges forever, for years.
Yeah.
People at my old broker still talk about me, and I'm like, dude, it's been like 2 years. Let it go. Like I was a young kid at that point trying to figure this all out. Like let it go. And that was a big thing in this world where before you would say the craziest things, you would get in people's faces, and that you'd run into them 20 minutes later, everything's cool.
Yeah.
And then it was always forgotten about the next day. Nothing was ever held on to the next day. And that was something I do miss. That was a good, because you just had to. It's like you're doing this 142 games a year. Like you don't need to. If you keep holding it on, you're gonna die from a heart attack. So
I kind of feel like I have that now with all my memory loss.
Oh, see, perfect.
Like, yeah, everything's great. Every day is good.
Yeah. See, now I know why he talks about the table smacking.
I don't remember what happened. Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about the table smacking because of someone in this room that hits the table.
It's me.
I know.
It's all your bling bling.
Exactly. So.
Oh.
So what's on the horizon here? I mean, you got a many decades in this career, and it's going to be changing a lot, but you are going to be one of those people that's going to change it. And I could tell already you got the spirit for it, you got the vision for it. So what's that going to look like over the next 10, 20, 30 years?
The sooner I can get out of transactions, the better. Yeah. I don't like transactions. It's not fun for me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, cool, it makes me money now, but no one remembers the top salesman at any company. They remember who changes the game, right? So it's like, for me, I know that the more stress you take on, the more money you should make, right? So for me, I'd rather manage agents, in my opinion. That's what I like doing. I don't like taking calls that I know I'm going to have 7 missed phone calls from people at my phone by the time I get back, maybe more. I like growing people. I like training. I like showing what I can take someone and where I can get them, you know? And I think that if I stay as an agent, I'm going to be so limited. Cool, I help my agents or I help mine. But like, you know, me, Christian Stone, and Stephen Amaya and David Seitz, we did a panel a month ago, and we sold it out in one day. 100 people sold out in one day. It's like, oh, cool. We've done 2 of these. What if we actually prepare for these? How many people can we touch? How many people can we change? How many people can we start moving and shaking? And probably in the next few years, especially this year, my big push is like telling people what real estate's all about. Becoming agents, because I think a lot of people get in this industry, have no idea what it is to make money. They think it's all about just showing houses, which none of it has to do with showing houses in this market, and this is what we do with the internet. And then it's sad because they come in, spend money, get on a brokerage, get our team or whatever, and then they just wasted a year, and then they go back to working their normal job.
Yeah.
You know, and so right now, probably in the next 2-3 years, like me pushing that, like, what is it really to be a real estate agent? Not what people see online, or not what people see on TV, and not what you ask your loser friend that does 2 deals a year what it is to be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
Putting your name tag on and going to events. I'm sorry. If anyone in my office ever wears a name tag, you're fired. Because if someone walks in, you should know that you're a name.
I'm surprised I don't have mine on.
Because how I see things is I want people to know I'm an agent before I even walk in a room. I don't need a name tag. I want someone to walk in the room, and I want them to come up and ask me about real estate, not the other way around. And then I really want to start moving into people going like, wow, he built that. How could he help my company and get out of just real estate?
Yeah.
You know, how can we start leveraging our relationships to get bigger? You know, bigger with other people, not just in real estate, because real estate's a small group. But how all of a sudden if I'm working with some tech company and they're worth $10 billion, and then they go, hey, we're gonna come you talk and teach our team how to do this, or how do we work this? That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
You know, and not just trying to make money on transactions or making money off a team. I want to build something big. You know, I want to walk in. My goal right now of 2019 and 20 with our Facebook and Instagram message, we had a conversation last week. He said, I don't know what the vision is. And I said, the vision is everyone know who I am. That's all I want to know. I don't want to get any buyer leads, no seller leads, no what's your free home evaluation. I want to walk into a room anywhere in Riverside and everyone know who I am. Yeah. That's it. I want to run for mayor. And then, but the mayor makes $89,000 a year, so I don't want to do that. Because I went to lunch with the mayor and I paid because I felt bad. I felt bad for him. But yeah, so moving forward, it's just what groups of people can we get in that no one's tapping into yet? And how can we go after, and even agents, where can we go get agents that aren't agents and turn them into great agents? You know, and that's moving forward. And obviously technology is what we're really working on, and system based, and how can we make the consumer product way better so we're not getting replaced by technology companies.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that coming into the horizon with Open Door and
Open Door? I think Open Door is a great idea. I think I go to listings with Open Door, right? I team up with them. If I have a client that wants to sell their house cash and get the heck out, I have a situation with Open Door. Cool. That's an option. I'm not going to pretend that's not an option out there, but I don't think they're going to work well in the market with prices going down.
Right.
Like, no one knows all this iBuy and this and Open Door. What Purple Bricks just took a loss. Their numbers are down. They took, I think, like a 40% loss the other day or whatever. You can't sell a house now just putting a sign in a front yard. I don't know what's crazy is now that we're in this technology age, I've had more sellers wanting open houses than I've ever had before because houses aren't selling. So how do you do that with Open Door? How do you do that with iBuyer? How do you do that with Purple Bricks? Purple Bricks agent has 20 listings. Great. You think he's working any of those open houses?
Right.
No. People don't care about money. That's what everyone wants. I want to stop this whole thing about it's cheaper, better. People just don't want to pay a lot of money and feel like they're getting screwed. It's like right now, that's $700,000 house that I might sell. Guy goes, what's your commission? I said, whatever it takes to get the deal done. I'm sorry, I'll take a 2% on $700,000 and make $14,000. I'll take 1.5% and make $10,000. Right. The same work I put in that house, I'm going to put in a $300,000 house, and I'm going to make less money on the $300,000 house at 3%.
Yeah.
Agents just are so short-sighted. They don't look at the bigger picture. They don't know how to leverage relationships. They don't know, wow, this guy knows a lot of rich people. I'm going to get in the door with him, to get in the door with him, to get in the door with him, to get in the door with him. People are too short-sighted. It's like, because the problem is they make no money, and so they need that more money because they only do 5 deals a year.
Right.
If I do 100, I'm going to be just fine.
Yeah.
And they're too short. I'm not worried about Open Door. Cool. The Open Door has a market. Purple Brick has a market. Red X has a market. All these people have their markets, but real estate's so big. All I have to do is if I do 30 deals a year, I'm just fine. If I do 50, I made a good money, and if I do 100, we're balling out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so I don't think, because people want to trust. Yeah. But it's service-based. Like right now, I have clients that live in other states that handle nothing. I handle all of it. Break-in, doors fixed, cops are called, ordered, insurance companies ordered, everything has been taken care of, That's where you're paying me my money.
Yep.
But if you go, someone kicked your door in, call a handyman, I don't know what to do. Oh, I don't know what to do. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Then they go like, why am I paying this person $12,000 right now? That's the people that are replaceable. It's
always great to call up a seller or a client and be like, hey, there was a problem. I already took care of it for you. It's already done with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Carry on.
On. You keep working hard for us. And here's a little tip of the trade for everyone. Even if it's not done, you say it's done and then you do it. Right? Right? Or you blame the other side. Those are the tips. You blame. We're still waiting on it. Don't know why. I called them earlier to get that. Those
shake that fist.
Aren't you so mad? Aren't you so happy you work with someone like me that gets stuff done right away? Right?
Like the other guy.
That other guy, that bald guy with the red tie.
Hey. We were doing so well. Why?
It took it to do it. So I think that I'm not worried. And anyone who's worried, it'd be like Susan worried about Compass or Big Block or Keller Williams or Century 21. Like, who cares? There's so much. And if we are ever replaced, it's not going to be anytime soon. Yeah. It's never going to be anytime soon. I mean, there's still really the one people that should be that could be replaced is car dealerships, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I already know what car I want to buy before I get there, and those guys are still around, and that's the easiest they probably make the transaction harder than it should be.
Right.
So for us, we're actually helping, inviting, and I love when I get 3% or 3.5%. Because then I know I have fun money to play with. That I could be like, yo, this needs to be done. I'm going to pay for this, even though it makes you look better, and we're good, right? And my clients, I'm paid for it. I paid for it. I'm not greedy. Let's all make money. But let's give our clients a great service.
Yeah.
I have a client that needs a moving company. I'll pay for that moving company because that's what they're going to remember. They're not going to remember that it took me 67 days to sell their house because the market slowed down. They're going to remember, man, Adam got me a moving truck. My mom can't move the stuff. Yeah. This is going to get taken care of. Cool. What's $700 out of my pocket if I'm doing – I have $4 million in escrow right now, and I have another $4 million in the market.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
But I can do that because I work hard, and I don't cut corners with my clients, and then that ends into – more referrals, more business, more taking care of people. It's an ongoing trend. Just don't be short-sighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What do you do for fun now?
Nothing. I walk my dog.
What kind of dog do you
I
have?
have a corgi. She's the love of my life. No, I mean, I think a lot of people think I'm a workaholic, but I literally don't work that much. I really don't. I walk my dog for an hour a day during the day. I go to the gym during the day. I didn't start working today until noon, right? So all these people that are 5 a.m., nothing against 5 a.m. wake up club and all that stuff, cool, man. But I also work weekends and do open houses. You don't.
Yeah.
Right? It's pick what schedule fits you. I had a girl come to me looking for a coach. I go, you know I don't have a schedule, right? She's like, you do not have a schedule? I'm like, no. I have what I need to get done for the day, and it gets done. I go, but that works for me. If you need a schedule, then great.
Yeah.
But I don't have an alarm. I don't wake up to an alarm ever.
What time do you naturally wake up?
Whenever.
Depends on the night before.
Whenever. I have a work phone. I have a work phone and a personal phone. I leave my work phone downstairs. So whenever I get my butt out of bed and get downstairs and check my phone, that's when I check my phone. You know, nothing's going to, and guess what? I don't lose any clients, right? I don't lose any clients.
Yeah.
But I don't have a schedule. I work when I want to work. I pick my schedule, but when things need to get done, I get them done right away.
Yeah.
When a problem needs to be solved, I step up and solve it.
Yeah.
I handle it. I get things done, and my job is really just being there to keep my clients from jumping off a cliff when they're scared. You know, I've had an escrow going for 4 months. 4 months because the IRS shut down and delayed. This house is a dump. No one's gonna buy this house. I said we got to hang on this buyer until it's dead. We're canceling. No, you're not gonna cancel. No, you're gonna cancel. And we finally canceled. I didn't file it, and they came back to us on Monday saying, hey, we can finally close on the 1st. She goes, but we canceled already. I said, no, I never failed to cancel. She's like, oh my God, thank you. You never did that. I go, because I didn't let your emotions get involved, because that's my job, not to be emotional. And then we went to the house today, and it's the grass has grown so high, because no one lives there. It's a vacant home, that literally I had to pay $150 for the yard to get cleaned so we can close on time. And my client lives in San Diego, doesn't deal with anything. And that's why I get paid. That's it.
Boom, drops the mic. That is rad.
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that because, you know, in real estate, you hear all the coaches and the trainers and stuff. Oh, you got to wake up at 5, you got to do this and time block and all this kind of stuff. And I've never fit into that mold either. But I think if you go off your natural flow rather than fighting it or trying to fit in those boxes, because then you feel stifled and stuff like that.
I just think you don't do it.
Right.
I just don't think people will do it. And then you're unhappy. And then why do this if you're unhappy? You know, like Gary says, and I'm big, like, I tell everyone, yeah, when I went from $19,000 a year to $127,000, life was great. But from $127,000 to $250,000 the next year, not that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Then $250,000 to $300,000, not that big of a difference.
Yep.
So you have to find that. I tell everyone, I sometimes wish I was not as me. I wish I could do 14 to 15 deals a year and work out of Signature, out of my house, and just be cool and not have to have a CRM or a website. It's a lot of money and having coaching. I wish I kind of was like that. That's the perfect world. If you could do 15 deals a year, have no overhead, and that you're happy with that, because most of the people you're working with are friends and family, you're gonna make 150 G's a year and have no stress. Like, that is awesome. And maybe you don't want to make $300,000 a year. You know, there's people in this office that want Ferraris and want Lambos and want. I'm wearing the same pants I've owned for 5 years. Like, I don't care. I don't need items to be happy. It's all about it. I'd rather take experiences. And I'd rather just, if I don't want to wake up to an alarm every day, I'm just not going to wake up to an alarm. Because I hate waking up to an alarm. It's awful. No one wants to wake up to an alarm. You know what I mean? It's easy.
He's living the best life.
I know, right?
Well, and I think that's the thing is that it's like, okay, but I'm also going to work an open house last week. I worked 2 open houses last weekend. And I'm also going to work open houses this weekend. And I'm also going to post on social. Like, I don't come to call night. It's not my thing. I don't like calling. I've never called. I don't call or door knock.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
Yep.
I'm not going to hire coaches that say, you need to go door knock. Why? I don't like doing that. I don't like bothering people.
Yep.
I hate bothering people. I truly hate it. If we were at a restaurant, I tell people this all the time. If we were at a restaurant, Susan, and you were right there and me here, I would just eat away. I would never even say a word to you. I don't like bothering people. I wouldn't. I'm the worst person when we go out. I stay with my friends. I don't talk to anyone. Maybe that's why I'm single. I talk to nobody unless you bump into me or you say hello, and then I'll talk to you. But go out of my way, I'm good.
So single and available?
Always. Always. I'm an opportunist.
Before we started recording, basically said that you're that overpriced listing that just stays.
I'm the overpriced listing that thinks my house is so much better than it actually is. I think I'm amazing. but the doors are falling off. I have single pane windows, and I back up against the railroad tracks, and I want $1.5 million. And each realtor comes in thinking they're gonna get me to do a price drop, and I'm like, no, I'm amazing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Someone will think so one day. I don't know. So.
Keep walking that dog.
Hey, listen, that dog is a lady killer, all right? She's so adorable. No one says hi to me when I walk by myself. She's with me. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Nice to meet you, too. Yeah.
Amazing how dogs do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's my thing is I think that people just need to realize there's so many options to do this.
Yeah.
And you have to figure out what works best for you. And, and just be honest with yourself. Obviously, if something's not working, you've got to change it. That's why I have coaches. But I don't have coaches that try to make me do things I don't want to do. But I do have coaches going like, hey, been trying this for a while. It's not working. Yeah, maybe we need to reevaluate or change it or something like that. And also, I do need accountability. I do need that. I need to call someone every 2 weeks and be like, yo, why didn't you do what you needed to do? Because I'm really bad at that. I'm bad at getting back in emails and texts. And I'm not a big texter. I mean, I am. But if you need something, you have to call me. And you have to tell me to stop and do it right then, or I won't do it. I'll go, yeah, I'll get to that, and then I'll never do it because I'm all over the place, and I'm running from this problem to that problem, this problem, and I'm awful with that kind of stuff. And somehow I somehow figure it out, and I think that's what I try to tell people, like, dude, if I can do it, you can do it.
Does your brother have the opposite personality? So does he kind of balance you out, kind of thing?
Well, my brother's hard because I'm a guy that goes like, yo, go do it. And just figure it out. That's me. I'll go figure it out. My brother is a guy who needs instructions. Okay, do this, then I'm going to go do this, and then I'm going to go do this, and go and do this. And that was a hard thing when I started a team. Like, I'm self-motivated. I know I'm going to get it done. But I've come to terms, like, you have to hold people accountable. You have to go, okay, now you're going to go do this, now you're going to go do that. And if he wasn't my brother, he would have been gone a long time ago, But he's my brother, and I love him. But I've come to terms, like, I need people that don't need hand-holding because that I dread going to the office. I already have clients that I'm holding their hands. I don't need to hold agents' hands. And we don't spend $40,000 a month on Zillow. I'm spending $2,000 a month, and I don't even want to spend that much money on Zillow. And the reason we spend it because it's a zip code that we work the hardest, and I've gotten deals off people going, oh, I didn't even know you're a real estate agent until I saw you on Zillow. Oh, okay, cool, call me, yeah. And then we went to high school together. Doesn't have me on Facebook or Instagram, and boom, doing deals that way. So, he's different, but he works great for him, and he's still gonna he's gonna make 6 figures this year. So there's so many options for people, and just got to find the right place that works for everyone. So. But
he's also a great public speaker.
Who?
You.
I thought you said Garrett.
No, you.
Oh, me?
When you're on the stage, it's all fun.
Oh yeah, of course. It's just like this, right?
Yeah.
Because I think I don't have a game plan. I don't have a listing presentation.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Why have one?
Yeah.
You just go in and, hey.
Have a conversation.
Just talk to people.
Yeah.
You're not here to sell people.
Yeah.
No one wants to be sold, ever.
Yeah.
No one. This day and age, people don't want to be sold. They want valuable information. There's 3 rules of business. People have to know what you do. Great. They have to like you, and then you have to do business with them. Very simple. No one's selling anyone.
Wait, so you don't have a flip chart,
No.
30 pages with the statistics and your demographics and why you're the best?
I literally go this. I think your house should sell for this price. What do you think? Cool? Great. Okay, let's do it. That's it. You're hiring me for my expertise. It's like a listing I have right now. Put it on the market, have 10 offers, and the sellers literally went to me yesterday and go, whatever offer you want to go with, just whatever you want to do. Just tell us. We trust you.
That's nice.
That's nice.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because the last time I sold their house, I got it for $40,000 above asking price, no appraisal, and had 300 people through an open house. This one only had 150 people through an open house, and
Loser.
I'm only going to get 30,000 above asking. But they're at the point now they go, do whatever you got to do, man. I go, I'm going to send you some counters. Okay, cool. Sign them. And then whatever anyone comes back with, we'll go with the best offer you think we should go with. That's our job.
That's awesome, man.
If people think, I don't know why clients or agents want the seller making or buyer making the decision. They do this once or twice their lifetime. I do this every single day.
Right.
Why do you think they should? Do you go to your doctor and ask for what medical thing you should do? When you go to court, you go, I really think we need to say this in court. No, the lawyer goes, we're going to do this, this, and this. Oh, yeah, you're insane now. Cool. Got it. Whatever it takes. Awesome. I'm in. You don't go like, no. No, you hired me to sell your house, right? For top dollar? Great. Then you're going to do everything I tell you to do. If you don't want to work with me like that, cool. Then go work with another person who maybe is a little bit less, not going to try to advise you on to do anything right, overprice your house, it's not going to sell, and then you're going to call me in 6 months, and you're going to be upset because the market's dipping, and you just cost yourself money. How's that sound? Great. Awesome. All right. See you later. Bye. All right.
Second drop mic.
So I'm just here to entertain. I'm just an entertainer.
You're very entertaining, sir.
Thank you.
You got a lot of energy.
My goal is for not you guys, because you guys have to be fake. It's these guys back here that I want, like, in a month or two. They're like, dude, yours was the most entertaining one we've ever had, and you said some ridiculous stuff, but you know what? It totally worked. And it's like, I did a podcast the other day, and I was like, and they're like, what's your goal? I'm like, I want to offend at least 4 agents, because that's all that watches these things. And I want the most bad comments in it. And I just ripped agents the whole time. And I knew that's why they wanted me on there. And I just said, you guys all suck. And you know what? At least we talk about it. There's an issue in there's an issue in this industry. Let's stop covering up and trying to blame Zillow and blame everyone else. Let's blame ourselves. And then, take the steps. First step to admit, 90% of agents suck. Great. Okay, what are we going to go from there?
Yeah.
And too many people want to blame Zillow. It's not Zillow's fault. It's your fault.
Yeah.
We just
works really good on the stage.
Well, it's like we spoke in Vegas.
It's all your fault.
Well, it's like we spoke in Vegas. We spoke in Vegas, and we spoke to all the signature brokers, and I literally said to all of them, right? And I never met these people, and who am I? I'm just some knob, young kid. And I said, if we all go to business, every single one of you are to be blamed in this room. And and I said, because that means you guys did not train, coach, watch over your agents well enough to not be replaced. So you guys are the reasons we're getting replaced. So you better step your game up. I said, like that. And that's maybe I don't want to be a broker, because that's a lot of responsibility to have in a brokerage. I mean, and especially with someone like what Susan's doing or what I'm doing, like, people know who Susan is, that she runs Signature. Who runs Century 21? Who runs Keller? Who knows who runs those companies, especially in those offices, and they're moving around so much. But when it's your name on the back of every agent out of that office, like, that's a responsibility. Yeah. And that is like because you have some people that do some things, or you hear something, you're like, oh my God, that person did what? Okay. Hello, can we come and talk? Yeah, because now it's a smaller group of people, Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I think.
We keep them around.
Yeah, exactly. Entertainment value only.
Well, this is one of my funnest things to watch, though, because I feel like he's a lot like me when I was young, and it was, I passed my real estate exam. 3 days later, I bought a brokerage, and just that drive of I can do it, and the confidence in yourself of knowing, and I don't feel like I had a plan.
No, I think it's just blind confidence. You just got to be so freaking confident. Like, when people go like, you're so confident, I'm like, yeah, but I might have a huge ego, and I might be very confident. I might think I'm the greatest person alive, even though my crappy place backs up against the trail. But I'm also the person to go like, yo, I need help. I have no idea how to do this. I need help. How can I do this? Hey, I need this. It's funny how the young agent, or the not young agents, but agents that do no business, don't ask for help ever.
Yeah,
isn't that weird? But all the top producers are always asking for help. Hey, can we get together? Can we mastermind? Can I coach? Like, yeah. But it's the young agents that, like, it's like recruiting. When you call a top producing agent, they want to hear, okay, what do you offer? What did I get? You call a person that does 2 deals a year. Oh, I'm completely happy. You're like, you did 2 deals last year. What do you mean you paid more in desk fees than you did make? Why? What? Nope, completely happy here. Oh, this is the place I need to be. You did 2 deals last year. It's so weird that it's like, I don't know if they're scared of failure. I don't know if they're scared of, like, switching. I don't know what they're scared of, like, showing vulnerable to people. But, like, I don't know why that is, but it is. Top producers, hey, man, what can I do? How can we help? How can we mastermind? Yep. And then, wonder why they do better. Yeah. It's very shocking to me how many people need help and that just don't ask for it. Yep.
That's what I love about the vibe of this brokerage, is that everybody has that synergistic, like, goal. Everybody wants to work, like Christian Stone, Shelby, Nelson, all these guys.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a younger thing. I don't know if it's like a new age kind of thing. And I think that the one good thing is everyone kind of does it differently. Really, and what's funny is, like, everyone thinks people are going to step on each other's toes, but I think James and Stone, who do him at San Antonio, they think they've only gone against each other a few times on listings, and they're both doing the same thing. And so that's what's funny. It's like, dude, I'm not worried about anyone. And the perfect part about me, like, no one really comes up to Riverside. You know, I'm the only one in Riverside. So I'm just like, blah, this is everything I do. But I tell my old broker, office manager, she calls me, hey, what should we be doing over here? I'm like, you should be doing this. Because I know they're not going to do it, or they're just not going to do it as well as I do. And so it's like, here you go. Here's the magic sauce. Do it. Because I know how hard it is, and I know how long consistently it takes. And, you know, it's like all doing something like this. You know, too many people want to come and shoot one of these one time and think it's going to be amazing. It's like people that see me on camera and doing these things and public speaking. It's like, dude, I've been doing this for years. Yeah. Years. I've been on stage with, you know, I've been getting, you know, the pressure of having 20,000 people watching you work a game, you know, and not be able to hear yourself think because it's so loud and, you know, and no one speaks English. It's only you, and there's chainsaws in the freaking stands and horns and pitchforks and people running on the field with flags and stopping the game and the lights turning off and then let's not forget you're in a foreign country and you're so sick to your stomach because of food that you can barely buckle your pants because you're about to, you know, yourself every 2 seconds. Wow. So it's like trained you. It's like, well, if I made it through that real estate transaction, I got this.
Angry
thing.
sellers, nothing.
Yeah, angry sellers, like, you speak English. I can at least understand you. Right? That makes my life easier, right?
Did you pick up any Spanish?
Zero.
Nothing?
I tried. No, zero. We had one guy that could kind of speak English a little bit and Spanish that kind of helped me out a lot. But there's a lot of times I ordered something at a restaurant, totally did not get what I wanted. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm getting.
Oh, my stomach hurts now. I don't know why.
Oh, I ate like the 4 same things the whole time I was in there for 4 months. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, so it's experiences. You know, I think that's my big thing right now lately has been like I turn nothing down. Like, I don't care. Like, I have a buddy that wants me. I don't care if I have work. All right, cool. You want to go somewhere? Let's go. Because I missed so many things before. I had no control of my life. It was like, you're going to be this place for this day and then this day and then this is the time you have to go to work and this is what time your flight is. And now it's like, oh, you want to go to Vegas for 2 days? Cool, let's go. Hey, you want to go do this? Okay, let's go. I'm actually really bad at that. You want to know something else I'm really terrible at? I agree to things without checking my schedule, and I double book myself all the time, and I'm terrible. The second thing I'm terrible at, I never save names in my phone. I'll talk to someone for 3 months, and I'll be like, oh, should I know this number? I know this number. Hey, what's going on? And I have no idea who it is because I never. Those are the 2 things I'm really bad at. What else do I suck at?
Wait, no, let's not tell anyone else you suck at.
Yeah, so those are the things I'm not good at either.
Is my number in your phone?
Yeah, barely.
Okay.
I just put it in last week. I literally, you text me, are you almost here? I'm like, who is this? I'm like, oh, it's Susan. Let me put that in there. Yeah, let me put that number in there.
I feel special.
No, you should. Yeah, you should. But that's something I'm terrible at. Yeah, thank you. I know. So, but yeah, so that's just what we do, man. It's all about having fun. It's just relax. I mean, who cares? You know, it was hard. I mean, and I think a lot of people never hit rock bottom before like I have. You know, my job and career and my livelihood was umpiring. It was my life. That's who people knew me as. Like, you're the red tie ball guy. People knew me as, you're going to the big leagues. When I'd come home every offseason, man, when until you're on TV? When you on TV? When you on TV? When you go in the big leagues? And when you have to then run into all those people and go, I got fired, and it's ongoing, and you have no idea what you're going to do. I didn't know real estate was going to take off. This is a blind leap of whatever it was. And then, you know, I was engaged. That fell apart. I was dead broke, sleeping on a floor in Beaumont an hour away.
Did this all happen about the same time?
All the time. All of it. I couldn't. Here's a great story. You ready for a good story? There was a night. So there's a day I was there was a night I was working an open house, right? And I was driving. I felt like I was $1 million back in the day when I used to have this white Chrysler 300. Oh my God, that car! When I bought that car my second year in AAA, I thought I was balling. I was like, this is the greatest car I'm ever gonna own in my life. So I got fired from baseball. It was like October, maybe November. Hadn't done a deal yet, obviously. I'm working an open house. Go home. Go to put gas in the car. It like stops at $7. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Maybe the pump broke, whatever. It's enough gas to get home. Get home. This is when I was still with my ex. We go like, let's go get frozen yogurt. Cool, let's go. We go. My card gets declined. I'm like, that's weird. So then I use my credit card. Slide that. Goes through. Then I get an alert. Maxed out almost. I'm like, interesting. Go home. Open my laptop. I had $0 in my checking account. I never had that feeling before. Zeros across the board. The next day, I'm working an open house on a Sunday. I'm picking my signs up. And I'm up in my kind of where I grew up, And a guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, man, Adam, do you remember me? And I was like, yeah, Ed, right? He's like, yeah. Hey, man, I'm homeless. Do you got any few bucks that I could borrow to get a bus ride? And I went to high school with this guy. We graduated together. And I had said, sorry, man, I got really nothing on me. And sadly, at that moment in time, that guy probably had more money than me.
Wow.
And so when people want to think like, wow, and then if I didn't have certain people in my life, I could have easily been homeless.
Yeah.
I had nowhere to go. Thank God my best friend had an extra bedroom in Beaumont, and I would commute from Beaumont to Riverside every day, an hour. I had 2 suits. I lived out of my trunk. I would shower at LA Fitness, and when people ask why I moved so quickly, still to this day, I take like 4-minute showers, and the reason I take 4-minute showers is the longer I sit and think, the more everything starts creeping. Okay, what about this? What about that? So I'm always moving, right? So when I was and things were really bad, I would get home at Beaumont about 10 o'clock. I'd be the first one in the office, last one left, and then I'd go run. And I'd go run for an hour. And I'd run and run and run. And I'd go to sleep about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, get up at 5, 6, and do it all over again. Because I never wanted to stop moving. Because if I stopped moving, then everything creeped in my head. You're broke. You have no idea what you're doing. Your fucking life's falling apart. You're a failure in baseball. Like, you're doing all this stuff, and nothing's going right. And you just had to keep on moving, right?
I think that's a huge business lesson you just dropped right there.
Yeah.
No matter how bad the situation is, just keep moving.
You got to keep moving.
Yeah, don't get stuck in it.
No, you got to keep moving. And that's what I've learned is that when stuff goes south, it's like, okay, like have a pity party for a second, and then you just got to dig deep and work even harder. Because, some people might say it's unhealthy, but I've learned for me, the faster I move, the less things bother me. And so when you see me really moving really quickly and me not enjoying the moment, it's because things aren't not going correctly, and I have to get back on track to get them going correctly. So there's a little story you've never heard before.
I like that.
No.
Yeah.
You're a success story. I
try to be. And the thing is the bigger I get, the louder I can talk. And the more I do, the more people will listen. And the more people will listen, the chance I will be able to change that person or help that person. Goes, I am living out of my trunk right now. I'm trying something new. Can this work? And me going like, well, I did it. I had 2 suits. One navy. Here's the funny thing. One navy, one light blue. If I was meeting an older couple, I always wore the navy because it was more based on older people. If it was a younger couple, I wore the light blue one because it was more young and hip. And I would change based on who I was meeting that day.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Perfect example. These are maroon.
And he's got the maroon pants.
Maroon pants now. But let's say but here's the thing, right? They're never gonna watch this. The gay couple today, right? I wasn't gonna go show up in a tight blue suit with those guys. No, I freaking rolled in maroon pants, white tee, glasses on. Yo, what's up, guys? It's you have to fit who your client is. You got to keep your core values the same, but I'm gonna change who I am to fit because I want my client to feel as comfortable as possible. Because what's the second thing? And people have to like you.
Yeah,
they have to like you. If I'm in a room and someone drops an F-bomb and they go like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, I say it right away. I'm like, cool. Now I can say the F-bomb too. So it makes them comfortable immediately. Yeah, it's figuring out how to make that person comfortable with you. Big thing is like for me is touching. If I can touch someone's arm in a meeting and they don't get weirded out, I know I have them. Because I know they're connecting with me at that point.
Right. Well, that or the maroon pants.
And that's true. Or the maroon pants.
You might
question is, do they touch you?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
That whole single
thing. And that's the thing. I used to wear suits. All the time because I thought, like, I have to wear suits because that's what people are going to take me serious. Now I very rarely wear suits because I've created I have a Mercedes. The only reason I got that Mercedes because I felt like to be taken serious, I have to have a Mercedes. Now I'm trying to get a cargo van and wrap it with my face on the side of it, right? Because I don't need those items anymore. Yeah. And I realized when I look back at it, I'm like, did that really even get me any deals? Like, did it really get me deals? Probably not, but it was like in that time and place, I needed that to get there.
That validation. Yeah.
So self-evaluation to get me to where I needed to be. And now I have transactions and numbers, and I have an office. The reason why I picked the office where I picked it at, I want my office to be the best, coolest, legit. When you walk into that place, you're like, wow, this guy is doing it. You can't walk into that place and not think like, you built this all yourself? Yes, I did. Wow, Then they don't even care how many transactions I've done. They think they think I do 1,000. They have no idea.
Where's the office?
Oh, it's across the street from the Mission Inn, downtown Riverside. Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be somewhere.
If you're gonna be, you got to be in the heart of Riverside. I love seeing my offices on Main Street. It's an ego kick for me. Where's your office at? On Main Street in downtown Riverside. Suck it. Right? Right? You know? And so that's the thing. But the bigger I get, the more people will listen.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that too many people want to talk too soon. You know, with influencers now on social media, it's like, cool, you get a lot of likes and follows, but how much deals do you pull out of it? You know, I do a lot of business off of it, and I didn't talk for years, and now I'm finally talking just a little bit. Too many people talk too soon, then put themselves in a leverage spot, and then they embarrass themselves, and then they disappear.
Was it 88% fail within 2 years of the business kind of thing?
And I think agents fail because I don't even like houses. I'm an agent. This is on video. I'm an agent who might never buy a house.
Yeah.
Right? I tell my clients, I tell buyers, you shouldn't buy a house. It's a bad idea for you. And people go like, you're a real estate agent. That's how you get paid. Yeah, I know, but it's okay because I can tell people it's a bad idea. I'm going to advise these people on making the best decision, not what the best decision for me is. And so a lot of people, I picked real estate because I read a book. It was What to Expect in Your First Year in Real Estate. And one of the chapters was, these are the traits it takes to be a good agent. If my traits didn't fit that chapter, I would have never done real estate. I picked this job because of the skill sets that I already had in it. And too many people go, I like houses, I'm going to become a real estate agent, and that's why they fell.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah, because majority of our job is counseling. You know what I mean? It has little to do with real estate.
Oh, zero. Especially in the internet world. I tell buyers now that I'm not going to find their house. How awesome is that? Because I set the precedent, like, you're going to find your house on Zillow or Realtor.com or the MLS is going to email it to you. It's not my job anymore. My job is to get you in the house, get you the best price, handle everything that gets you there, take care of every little thing, give you a moving box when you get there with a gift card with pizza and cleaning equipment so you can help, get a moving truck for you, get a handyman in there, and then selling your house. If we price a house right and we market it right, the internet's going to sell it. I'm not going to sell it. If your house is overpriced, it's not going to sell. If I take crappy photos and videos, it's not going to sell.
Right.
Sorry. And so, I've had clients where their significant other committed suicide the day before we put the house on the market. And we had to sell it because the lady couldn't walk. So we had to sell it to put it into a one story. What agent can't, you got to step up in that point and go, I got you. Oh, and let's not forget her car broke down and her scooter. She had to buy a new car, couldn't open a credit card because the scooter broke the trailer. I loaned her $4,000 to put a new scooter rack on the back so she could get around. And not even, and let's not expect, their house was a hoarder house. And we had to clean it for her and remove it. And I didn't charge her a dime because that's why I get paid. I didn't get paid. I didn't sell that house. All that stuff actually sold it. That is what we do. Very simple. We take care of people. You want to talk about when you get a call from a client stating, hey, just to let you know, my husband's, in the house right now with the cops outside. He's starting to commit suicide. Cool. Okay, we'll call you later. But what that showed me was that lady had such a connection with me that she wanted to call me because she knew if whatever happened, I'd take care of it. And that meant more to me than anything else in this world. I don't give a crap how many transactions you do. There's a lot of bad agents and bad people that do a lot of deals. You can't base your livelihood off numbers. Because if you do all of a sudden 100 last year and then this year you do 60, are you worse of an agent or worse of a person? Right. No. Stop judging yourself off transactional base. Who cares? It's freaking, we sell houses, big freaking deal. Let's really, you're not that important. And especially with me, I've been around Mike Trout. I had Mike Trout in AA. So you want to talk about, I had Trout in A-ball, I had Trout in AA, I had Trout in AAA. You know what? For a guy who just made $43 million, he was a really nice guy. And I've made a lot of guys that made nothing, were jackasses. Yeah. And so who cares how much money you make? If at the end of the day people think you're a bad person, you're a bad person. I don't care how many deals you do. You don't earn my respect that way. Yeah. And that's just who I am.
He's a nice guy.
That's awesome.
And your phone number is?
My work number is 951-389-5551. The only problem is a lot of realtors are going to be reading this thing, so it's not like I'm going to get business off of this. So, but yeah, so I just think people need to change the game, how they look at it. Too many people are numbers based. Too many people are, grind. It's like, dude, This could be all over tomorrow. You know what I mean? This all could, and you know what? I lost that respect, or I made that same mistake in baseball. I didn't ever enjoy it. I was always chasing the next level. I went everywhere in the United States, and I never saw any of it. How sad is that?
Yeah.
I went everywhere and never saw a thing.
Oh my gosh.
Right? I didn't experience anything because it was like ballpark, hotel, airport. Ballpark, hotel, airport. It wasn't like, okay, hold on. Ballpark, restaurant, bar, hotel, do it again. I never enjoyed it. I never enjoyed the moment. I missed I regret not taking any photos. I regret not having a baseball, like a big moment sign. I regret all of that. If I could go back, I would not change a thing. I'd only change it, like, enjoy it more. Like this, I have no idea if the tech world's going to all replace us tomorrow or the economy's going to crash and we're all screwed and we're going back to chasing $90,000 homes and we're all having to lose everything. So it's like, just enjoy it. It's like doing this. When Susan's like, do this, I'm like, yep. Then tomorrow I have an event. I really don't want to go to it, but you know what? I'm going to go to a cool event tomorrow. I'm going to go to a cool event, a cool networking event. Oh, you want me to do your podcast that no one listens to? Cool, I'll go do that. You want me to go to a YouTube channel that no one watches? Cool, I'll do that. You know, it's just, we're all just, why not enjoy it as much as possible? It's like agents that don't come in the office. Why not? Why do you want to work from home? It sounds boring. And especially if you're in a cool office like this.
Yeah.
If you're around cool people, why not be here every day?
Yeah.
I would be. That's where that's where we're at right now. It's like how many cool, productive agents we can get in my office so I can be around more cool people a day. Yeah. I'm just trying to put my friends in an office and work with them. That's it.
I think you can do it.
I think that's what Susan's done.
I know. Susan's like, you're cool, you're cool, you're out, you're cool.
Out.
Yeah.
You don't fit in here. You should go now.
You're just not cool. Get out of here.
Don't go away, man. Just go away.
Yeah, just go away. We're going to send you over to the brokerage we don't like. Yeah, they're a good agent. Take them.
Well, any final thoughts?
Yes.
I
just want to say that I'm thankful for when we started this vision here, it was play nice in the sandbox. Collaboration is the key. Mm-hmm. Participation is required if you're going to collaborate. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing was I wanted the different flavors of ice cream. Mm-hmm. I wanted people who were innovative and doing everything different. Mm-hmm. And you brought that flavor of ice cream. We got chocolate, we got vanilla, we got strawberry, but you are Neapolitan. Mm. And you bring it all. Yeah. And I'm thankful for how you shook everything up when you came. I'm thankful that you're still shaking everything up by being different, and I couldn't be more proud, and I'm so glad that I work alongside you. So thank you.
I appreciate that. And I just think that people just need to realize what's really important. And it has nothing to do with what your commission splits are. Has nothing to do with some sweet CRM that whatever company you is saying. You want to work for someone like Susan, and this isn't a pitch for Susan, but it's the honest truth, that is going to fight for you. Yeah. You know, you need someone to fight. Our job, all I do is fight for my clients. So I need someone fighting for me. And that's it. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I don't see myself going anywhere anytime soon. So unless something happens to you, and then that might be something bad. So.
I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon.
Well, as I started off with this episode, I've heard of the myth and the legend, and you exceeded my expectations. You are quite a character. You have drive, energy. You said a lot of things that made me feel better, like, okay, cool. It's good that I don't have a listing presentation and stuff like that. So, you know, because I think we have a very similar style and stuff like that. So just to see you just leading that pack, man, that just blesses my heart. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for this episode of Signature Studio Spotlight with Mr. Adam Shwartz, Susan Ebert, and the bald guy in the red tie saying see you in escrow. Bye.
Bye.